A library. It's a free education, a place to sit quietly and enjoy a good book, and it's a hub of activities and events. So join us for the next half hour as we pedal out a book bike, a writers' festival, and a gummy bear challenge. Welcome to Go See to the Sky. I'm Nicole Fitzgerald, and I'm thrilled to be back after maternity leave. And I spent most of my time here at the Whistler Public Library with my daughter. There are so many incredible things to do. This really is a community gathering place. There are book clubs for teens and kids. There's story time for toddlers. There's computers for the public to use, and there are numerous events ranging from movie nights to Scrabble nights to even forums where you discuss health and environment, and it all happens in one building. But you know what? That is going to change. Staff here are so enthusiastic about education and books, they're taking their books on the road. A bike, a human-powered experience. Legs energize the wheels into motion, pedals adventure new places to explore. A practice that is not so different from reading. Both are completely human-powered, only instead of the body, the imagination draws words off book pages and into an exploration of the mind. Books and bikes, the match couldn't be more natural or fitting for Whistler.
The book bike is a wonderful new acquisition we got last year. It's a bike with a box on the front that opens up, and we're able to have a movable story time.
Youth Services Specialist Laura Needlack sits behind the handlebars of this Whistler Public Library affair. Listen for her bell around Whistler Village, a sound that is sometimes mistakenly confused.
One of the first times I wrote it, there was a family of 4, and as I was approaching them, they turned around and they saw it and they exclaimed, "Mom, Dad, ice cream!" And then I said, "No, it's not ice cream, it's actually books." And they went, "Books!" Kids love books, but I didn't think that they love books more than ice cream.
Hi, you guys.
This group of daycare children certainly lapped up every song and story on a sunny morning on the Whistler Library steps.
Jaws open wide and snap. You missed me.
One of the books we're going to be reading today is called I'm Sure I Saw a Dinosaur. It's about a little boy who's trying to encourage more people to come down to the kiosk where his father sells ice cream, and he does so by dressing up in a dinosaur suit.
And perhaps you'll see one too.
The book bike is a part of the Whistler Public Library's Hope for the Future.
Our new strategic plan that we've put out in 2014 is all around our new vision, which is inspiring wonders. So we want to be able to collaborate and connect and really engage our community. So whether it's our new community partners by being out on our book bike and being at their events, or bringing people to the library, our new partners, and they're holding their programs here in conjunction with us.
Laura swaps her bike helmet for a pink guitar to connect with elementary schools in the Story and Song program.
It is a program, it's called Story and Song, so it's thematic and it's based on the curriculum depending on what's going on that month, i.e. for October it would be Halloween.
Values catch up with every meal.
It's been really successful. I love doing it. The kids are so responsive, it's so rewarding, and it's just kind of nice to have that outreach affiliation with the schools.
Choosing black or white, forget the gray.
Gone are the days of stuffy old institutions wound as tight as a librarian bun. Today's library is on the move, reaching out to the community with good old-fashioned, real-time connection.
Turtles get up in the morning, they always go swim, swim.
We really wanted to be out in the community and find people where they were.
A love of literacy can pop up anywhere in Whistler. Just listen for the bell, a reminder of what makes us human and can connect us to our souls, no matter where life takes us. Look out for the book bike around Whistler. Staff are hoping to grow the program, so you might just be walking around the Whistler Village stroll and you can sign up for a library card. Fall is the perfect time to settle in and enjoy a good book. Sometimes it's hard to pick one out, but here at the Whistler Public Library, they have a great section called Staff Favorite Picks. Or if you're looking for a more unique experience, you can listen to authors read from their very own works. And there's plenty of chances to do that at the Whistler Readers and Writers Festival. And this year, events take a tasty turn. Flour, sugar, a food processor. These are not the ingredients of a writer.
Okay, Nicole, the sugar and the flour mixed. What's next?
All right, why don't I add the butter? And
I am not confident at all in the kitchen because I don't cook. I'm ashamed of my Greek nationality.
And that's why I've offered a helping hand in author Stella Harvey's kitchen as she readies for the 13th annual Whistler Readers and Writers Festival, October 17th to 19th here in Whistler. The festival director prepares a peach tart with rosemary frangipane from Chef Eric Aruz's A Gourmand in Training. Eric, along with Shelley Adams of Whitewater Cooks and Lisa Ahire of Sobo, will be visiting the festival for a chef's reception called Tasting the Divine, Cooks with Books, a new event this year.
It's not just a writers' festival. It's inclusive of everyone, including readers. And in fact, this year we've added 3 new reading events.
All right, so we'll put that in the oven.
Okay.
There will be plenty of word delights to munch on in fiction, nonfiction, and poetry.
I'm excited about that because it's called Journey with Maps, and so we have poets from all over the country.
Festival highlights also include readings from Canada Reads and Giller Prize-winning novelist Joseph Boyden, as well as award-winning author, actor, playwright, and television broadcaster Anne-Marie MacDonald. Her new book, Adult Onset, will be hot off the press.
People come to the festival and are attracted to festivals because of the big names. What they discover, what I hope they discover when they're here, is emerging authors.
Or maybe even discover a passion for the art form itself. The festival hosts numerous writing workshops over the weekend.
On Friday, for the first time, we're hosting an all-day session that will be of interest to people who are new writers or who have published work, and it's really to promote their work, how you best promote your work out there. Ooh, wow.
It's crunch time for Stella as the ringmaster orchestrates her 13th festival. Big in execution, small in feel.
What people like is the festival's intimacy. And what I mean by intimacy is that anybody in the audience gets a chance to meet and talk with and spend time with our guest writers.
Oh, that looks amazing. The result is golden for everyone involved.
I think we do it over and over again because it makes a difference. It makes a difference to the people who attend. And we hear that over and over again. Makes a difference in their lives to meet the guest authors. Makes a difference in the guest authors' lives because we've showcased their work. Makes a difference in this community for being known for arts and culture.
Wow, that is really good. Whistler, a place where you can have your tart and eat it too. And this one is best served up with a little book discussion on the side. That tart was so good and so easy to make. I was totally surprised. And you can get tickets for Cooks with Books at whistlerwritersfest.com. And they have a new pass set up this year. There's a pass strictly for readers and a pass for writers. So they really want to make it easy for us. I've already picked up my ticket for Joseph Boyden on Saturday night. I loved his book, The Orenda. What's your favorite book? We'd love to hear from you. You can post us at facebook.com/GoSeeToSky. Go See to Sky, we're your local voice. Coming up.
Through the Gummy Bear Challenge, we're hoping to raise awareness on how to get bear smart at home.
Saving a life is as simple as closing a door.
The following are proud supporters of community programming on Shaw TV.
Hairstyling and color services for Nicole Fitzgerald are provided by The Loft Salon. The Loft
softsalon.com. Nicole Fitzgerald's wardrobe is fitted by Peak Performance. peakperformance.com.
1 in 3 Canadians know someone with Alzheimer's disease or another dementia. I'm one of those Canadians. September is World Alzheimer's Month, and the Alzheimer's Society of BC wants you to get involved. Use your creative ideas, your outstanding talents, and your sizzling passions. We make it easy to create a unique fundraising event or join in someone else's. Do anything for Alzheimer's and help support people with dementia, their caregivers, and research for a cure. Let's get started at anythingforalzheimers.ca today.
Welcome back to the Whistler Public Library. I'm Nicole Fitzgerald, and you are watching Go Sea to Sky. There are very few times in life that eating with your mouth open is a good thing. In this next case, it's a great thing. It's a fabulous thing, and it's a life-saving thing. So go on and grab a big handful of gummy bears and take up the challenge. Whistler's Black Bears will thank you.
I promise too.
I promise. And I promise to keep my barbecue super clean after every use so as not to attract bears.
Keep my doors and windows locked so bears can't get in.
I promise to keep my pet food inside so it doesn't attract bears.
Juggling a mouthful of gummy bears while making a Bear Smart pledge may appear ridiculous, but lives are being saved in the sweet silliness of the Gummy Bear Challenge. Very special ones.
And I
will challenge
My friend Maureen Douglas
Councillor Jack Crumpton
Heather Beresford
to take up the Gummy Bear Challenge.
to participate in the Gummy Bear Challenge.
Through the Gummy Bear Challenge, we're hoping to raise awareness on how to get Bear Smart at home. And so we're going to be challenging people to adopt one new Bear Smart behavior and then to challenge 3 of their friends to also do the same. It's all good fun, and it's a good cause. The bears certainly need our help, especially at this time of year when conflict is very high, and so we really need to be more vigilant.
11 black bears have been killed this year due to human conflict. With the dwindling population of only 50 to 60 bears, officials like Sylvia Dolson are concerned. The sustainable rate of human-caused mortality is 8%. Whistler is already at 22%, and the high conflict time for black bears is just beginning.
At this time of year, during the late fall, most of the natural food sources have run out, or there's a great shortage of berries at this point. And bears are forced back to either feed on grass or sedges and those things, or to come into residential for an easy meal, which is where they get into trouble and end up getting shot.
Saving a bear's life is as easy as shutting a window or door. Under Conservation Office policy, once a bear enters a home, the animal is shot. 7 incidents of this nature have already occurred.
So if your sliding door doesn't have an appropriate lock, you can always just use a piece of wood. Close your door and then just put the wood in there, and the door is not going to open. Now, if it's really hot out and you want to have a little breeze come in, get a shorter stick, and then you'll be able to open your door a little bit, but not any further. I close all my doors and windows when I'm not at home and when I'm not in that room. If I'm in the room, then it's hot, I might have the door or window open. But I would be watchful.
Such a simple act, so why aren't more people doing it?
I think a lot of people assume that it won't happen to them because perhaps they've lived here for a number of years and nothing's ever happened. They're willing to take the risk. However, the risk for the bear is high. In fact, it ends the bear's life.
Every year, the message from the Get Bear Smart Society changes. It's all part and parcel with living in bear country.
Every year it may be that we're telling people something different to do, but that's because bears have figured out a new loophole in the system and we have to plug it. And so, as they evolve and we evolve, the process changes. And we just have to stay on top of it.
I'm feeling very full. Okay, that's really hot.
Now that is a mouthful, but one that will make a difference.
I don't have any gummy bears, but that doesn't mean I can't participate. I promise not to leave food in my car. Unfortunately, my neighbor wasn't so lucky last month. He had his Thule box ripped open by a bear because food was left in it. And I challenge Kim Van Lockham, Stephen Bourne, and Ian Dunsmore. I had to do it. Next up, BC is considered the Hollywood of the North because of all the films that are made here. And it seems like a glamorous pastime, but Go Higher shows us there's a lot of work behind that movie magic.
Sprott Chalk College's Go Higher is brought to you by Sprott Chalk College, found online at sprottchalk.com.
What do the movies X-Men, Twilight, and the A-Team have in common? Well, they're all films that were shot here in BC.
In fact, British Columbia is one of the top filming and post-production locations in the world.
We're now attracting not only great post-production facilities, but some of the top visual effects companies in the world. In fact, Sony's moved its visual effects company head office up to Vancouver, so we're pretty excited about the potential and the future of the industry in British Columbia.
BC is the third largest film and TV production center in North America after New York and LA, accounting for 60% of foreign location film and TV production in Canada. Production companies spend $1.2 billion in BC, employing about 49,000 people in TV, film, and digital media.
And we've got a competitive tax credit regime, which is an important component. We've got fantastic talent in the crew and the cast. We're on the same time zone as Los Angeles. And we've got over $1 billion worth of infrastructure that's been built by the private sector up here. So we've really got it all. It's really a center for film production in British Columbia.
In 2013, 30 TV shows, 18 feature films, and 107 TV commercials were shot right here in Vancouver. And most, if not all, involved visual effects.
Well, you've got companies now that used to have 10 employees that now have 250 employees and 300 employees, and companies like MPC, which have done award-winning shows like Life of Pi and Planet of the Apes.
Careers within the visual effects subsector are diverse and exciting. They include technical directors, character animators, texture artists, and visual effects artists. Matt Prince is a visual effects supervisor at Look Effects.
We work on visual effects for features and TV here, so any sort of green screen or special effects that needs to be created in the computer and digitally is what we work on here.
After graduating from a 2-year visual effects and digital animation program, Matt started working in a small studio. His job gave him the chance to travel and gain valuable work experience in the industry. Today he works for one of the fastest growing visual effects companies in Metro Vancouver.
It's fun. You get to see the work that you do up on a big screen. People take a lot of pride in the work that they do, so it's a lot of fun.
Look Effects is one of many companies looking to Vancouver for talent. In fact, some companies are having a hard time filling all the visual effects positions available.
The companies are growing so quickly that it's impossible almost to get the people trained up as fast as you need them. So it's nice to have a very permeable border so that we can bring people up here, and that enables us to even train Canadian workers faster.
We're constantly looking for new artists, and there's a lot of opportunity right now, so in Vancouver especially.
Salaries in this field range between $15 to $50 an hour, depending on experience. Artistic background helps, but most of all, this job requires creativity, patience, and dedication.
People would have teams of 20 to 30 artists working on one shot for 2 or 3 months, up to 6 to 8 months. And so it's a very slow process and it takes time to get through it, but it's long hours and people dedicate a lot of their hard work and time to make the work that they like and enjoy look great.
And the most rewarding part is when you see your work enjoyed by millions of people. So if you're up to the challenge, you might find yourself working on Hollywood's next mega blockbuster. In Vancouver, I'm Jeannie Tozy for Go Higher.
Sprott Chalk College's Go Higher is brought to you by Sprott Chalk College. Found online at sprottchalk.com.
Who knew the visual effects for Game of Thrones is done in Vancouver? And how cool is it that technicians get a chance to know what's going on even before the viewers do? You can get a preview on our upcoming shows by liking us on Facebook at facebook.com/GoSeeToSky. Whistler, Squamish, and Pemberton, you'll find community here on Shaw TV.
Coming up.
This place has been here for over 50 years. We've got lots of locals that still come here that were here when they were children.
Revisiting a great bite in Squamish.
HeliJet flies between Victoria and Vancouver day and night, rain or shine. Now offering free parking and shuttle service for passengers at all terminals. For flight schedules and bookings, call 1-800-665-4354 or visit helijet.com.
Whether you're pursuing a television career or looking for a new leisure activity, we invite you to join the Shaw TV Volunteer Program. You can gain valuable hands-on experience and acquire skills ranging from camera to floor directing. We're looking for high school or college students or adults who are eager to learn. Shaw TV is currently accepting volunteer applications. Contact us today.
We're there to bring it home. Shaw TV, your local voice.
The Reebok Spartan Race, a series of obstacle courses that has taken place in more than 60 countries around the world. It's coming this summer to communities in BC and Alberta. For more information on the race and how you can participate, visit them online at SpartanRace.com.
Welcome back to Go See the Sky. I'm Nicole Fitzgerald. The Whistler Public Library doesn't just shelve books here. There are DVDs and newspapers and even magazines, and a lot of it you can get online at whistlerlibrary.ca. Well, it's that time in the show again to listen to some great music. Reporter Paul McClellan had a chance to catch up with the Nautical Mile at Folk Fest this summer. Their music is a mix of rock and folk, and Paul had a chance to check out their new album.
Well, this is New Brighton Park. It's one of my favorite spots in the city. This is, nice mix of the natural and the urban. But yeah, I grew up right around the corner from here, so this is a park where I spend a lot of time. Came back a little light of purse with the bangles round your neck.
Vancouver's Nautical Miles play music that seems to fit with crashing waves in the background, and we caught them performing a couple of songs on the beach from their new album, Ode to Joy.
I wrote it at an arts residency in Saskatchewan, actually, a little art center called the Bruno Arts Bank. And I landed there after traveling the world for 6 months. And so yeah, I just had a lot on my mind and sort of pages and pages of notes and a bunch of melody fragments that I'd recorded on my iPhone during my travels. And as I was traveling around, I was just thinking about what was going to come next for me and thinking about the future, and also thinking about just how people in other parts of the world think about the future, because I think it's much different than we tend to think about it in North America. There's kind of like a lot of pessimism around the future in this part of the world sometimes, and I found that it doesn't necessarily exist in other parts of the world. The capital keeps gathering up the empires dispossessed of memories have hardened to a tangle in their chest. We got together for 2 or 3 days in October and just had a real intensive session at a little cabin on Vancouver Island, and brought a whole bunch of instruments, a whole lot of food, and just sort of worked together at putting together the various parts for the album. And I think that really is reflected in the sound of the album, that everyone had ideas and parts to contribute to it.
You were in the basement with your headphones on when history called out your name.
members of the Nautical Miles. You're all very young still. Does it feel like you've been playing a decade of music under this project?
We've all kind of grown up together in a way. I mean, two of the guys in the band I was in elementary school with, so we literally grew up together. But it feels like 10 years is a really long time, and especially as in band years, that's an eon. We're still energized by it. We're still excited by what we're able to do, and as long as that doesn't change, I can't see a reason to stop now.
The coming months will see the band tour and begin work on another album. You can hear more of them at thenauticalmiles.com. At New Brighton Park, I'm Paul McClellan for Shaw TV.
Just follow the links. You can download their music at thenauticalmiles.com. You can also see a schedule of their upcoming shows there. Well, we're going to move on from great books to great bites. And we're going to revisit Fergies Cafe in Squamish. You can see why Squamish Chief readers have voted the cafe #1.
Tucked among forested roads, perched on the side of a river winding into the Paradise Valley, there sits a little historical shack. Trucks stacked with kayaks and fly fishing poles mark Fergies Cafe with an X on this no man's land map somewhere outside of Brackendale.
This place has been here for over 50 years. We've got lots of locals that still come here that were here when they were children, and they come back here with just beautiful memories of coming here as a kid, fishing up the salmon runs and having the small little cafe cater out some lunches.
Fergies Fare comes with no advertising. This kitchen is completely fueled by word of mouth. Days here are always sunny side up, no matter whether the fish are biting or not, thanks to this homemade sausage, which comes up at 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. 7 days a week here at the Sunwolf Resort.
All of our sausages are made in-house. We're just making sausages every week. Right now, our top sellers are white wine, fennel, and fig. We've got a chai chili, which is a really spicy one for the not faint at heart. And we've got such things as the Canadian, which is our new signature sausage, which consists of root beer that we make from scratch.
Chef John Vance heats the pulled pork smothered in homemade barbecue sauce for Fergie's signature Eggs Benny. Benny, not Benedict. There are no saints here, just carnivorous caverns to slip into, where pork is treated for 10 days before taking a 12-hour smoke.
My kind of cooking style is all home-style cooking, from the heart, from the stomach.
Eggs come from a local farm right down the road. Greens from one farm further down. Grassroots describes both ingredients and John's talents, which arose out of kneading pizza dough with his dad, before stepping into formal kitchens in England, Vancouver, Whistler, and now Squamish.
I drove up the valley to go fishing and saw an open sign, stopped by for a coffee, and took one look at the menu, fell in love with the place and the area, the surroundings, and haven't left since.
And mouths happily full, no one is complaining. Last year, Squamish Chief newspaper readers voted Fergies Cafe the #1 breakfast stop in town, and the award-winning AM Pick also serves lunch as well.
Going back to the pulled pork, we do our pulled pork sandwich for lunch. Back to the corned beef, we slice that thinly into a house-smoked brisket sandwich.
The food is as rustic as its surroundings. A tire swing eagerly awaits children. A snoopy old tree peers over picnic tabletops to look in on a lazy day of cards. And in the background, the soundtrack of the river is always calling, and not just to customers.
I'll be kayaking this river all summer. Born and raised fisherman, so on the salmon runs, always out there fishing.
Leaving the fish to the rivers and the landlubber meats to the menu.
And that wraps up this week's show. I'm so excited to be back, and even more excited to introduce you to my daughter Rose in next week's show. We're going to be heading out with Whistler family photographer Crystal Brown. So until then, from all of us on Go Sea to Sky, thanks for watching.